Hey, welcome everybody. So glad to have you back here. I've been gone for a while. Been cruising through the western states, Wyoming in the fall. Oh my God, Boise, Idaho, Twin Falls. We went up through Lolo Pass, Rocky Mountain National Park, Bryce Canyon, and the granddaddy of them all, Beartooth Highway, that goes up on top of the Rockies there in lower Montana, upper Wyoming. Just incredible. Had a really, really great time. Now I'm back at it and just having fun. Now, I got to take you with me. I got to take you with me all the way back to about 1972. And I'm a struggling photographer in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm trying to remember that time in my life when I wasn't a struggling photographer. Let's see, when was that? I'll get back to you on that. Struggling photographer in Phoenix and wanting to shoot fashion and beauty in Phoenix, Arizona. I was also probably high a lot, I guess, to think you could shoot that stuff here. But anyway, I was giving it my best shot. This was before I moved to New York. And I started seeing pictures coming out of LA that just changed my everything. I started getting models from the local agency here and trying to do the work that I've seen by this incredible photographer. He not only is a tremendously talented photographer, he's also, he was world-class soccer player, and he was a doctor, an MD, in South Africa before he moved to the States to become a photographer. And he did in a very short amount of time because he has a way with people and he has a way with imagery that is in many ways it's kind of unrivaled, man. This guy's good. And I started seeing these pictures, and then the album for Carly Simon came out, early 70s. And the cover is a picture of Carly kneeling down in some sort of lingerie or top, something, and it just exploded everything in my brain. Black and white photograph. I was very, very into black and white then. Nothing's changed. I'm very into black and white now. But it absolutely blew me away. Looking at his photographs are like looking at my musical history. Everything I ever did in music and loved in music. Pop music is represented here. Let's start out here, shall we, with our first picture. That's the wonderful Joni Mitchell from an album cover. I believe it's Hejira, from the album inside. Just what do you say about a photograph like this? I mean, really. Now, Norman was into the flying hair. Some people, I always love it when I go and I see somebody using some big ass fan on hair, trying to do that while it's drying out the model's eyes and making it hard for her to look up and causing squinting and everything. And what Norman did was use a big card and have somebody blow the wind in so it could be controlled. You just flap the card and you just move the hair a little bit. I've been doing that since 1974, 75. And this look at this shot, this Joni Mitchell, look at the hair flowing under the chin here, pulling out. It's just perfect. Remember, this was shot on film. This is not retouched. This isn't, run through Lightroom or some other thing. This is right off the negative. And look at the lighting. It's just absolutely classic lighting. See a little bit of a shadow here? This is what we call a beauty dish. I know everybody thinks a beauty dish is a big metal round thing that they use to take pictures. And of course, some people put a diffuser on the front and they call it a beauty dish. No, it's a round softbox when it's a diffuser. A beauty dish is a specific way of lighting. It's the result of the tool, not the tool itself. Look at the deep shadows under the cheeks. Look at the deep shadow right here under the lip. And look there's a deep shadow here, and you can see the edge here. A beauty dish carves the face. It carves the hand. It carves the highlights so well because it's not surrounding the person with light. It's driving it from one central place. So here's this incredible picture of Joni Mitchell. It's just, you know, it's so perfect. Let's move on to another. You know, hey, I was a real young man in the 70s. I was just out of my teens, and of course, I had a crush on Cher. And of course, this photograph is amazing. Now, Norman would just hang paper places and shoot. I don't know if you noticed this, and Carly's got the papers going off here. He'll shoot because he's going to crop it later. He doesn't really care about it. It's not important. Knows what he's doing. He knows what the end use of the picture is going to be, and so he just shoots it. But I absolutely love the simplicity of this. And again, you can see the beauty dish coming right down here. It might be a small umbrella, but I tend to think it's a beauty dish because of the light on the cheeks here. In those days, we called them also pan lights. They were also known as pan lights. But look at the shot. Look at the hair. Just gently doing this. This is hard to do with a big old studio fan, but just, you know, wow. Cher. And of course, the amazing, unbelievable Whitney Houston. Look at the light on the face, dropping off to shadow. Lots of light and dark, lots of contrast. Let's go back to Cher for a second. Look at the contrast under the chin, under the hand right here. There's contrast in the pictures. He's not blowing everything away. And I worked so hard to do this, I ended up probably not shooting as many high contrast shots as Norman Seeff. I didn't follow in that path necessarily, but when I did, this was the shot. Whitney Houston is the shot that it was in my mind. When I'd be seeing these pictures, I'm thinking, oh, it's like the Whitney Houston shot, or other shots that would come to mind, and I would think, yeah, let's try something like that. But this is the one. Look at the light on the face. Look at the enthusiasm in the picture. Normally just get people, you know, yakking, you know, talking, laughing, real. It was an experience. People used to come to his photo shoots to watch the shoots. People at the record companies would come, and sometimes there would be 200 people there watching this photo shoot unfold in front of them. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Ricky Lee Jones, a bottle of whiskey. She had what's called a whiskey voice, and you can see the fill card A person over here, person flapping the little fill card, the little card here to move the hair around over there. Ricky Lee Jones takes a break, takes a sip of whiskey, and Norman Seeff gets an incredible photograph. Wow, just killer, just killer. Next up, we have Diane Keaton, big star of the 70s. Very natural in makeup, very natural in the hair. By the way, have you noticed the beautiful skin tones that Seeff gets here? It's all about the skin tones. It's all about the person coming back. Look at her eyes. She's there in the moment, you know, pulling people into the moment. It's just amazing. I just love this with the hair blowing, you know, being messy, coming under the chin here. I worked with a photographer for a year or so in LA, and every hair was in place. I mean, everything was, you know, sprayed to the tens. If you don't remember ArtNet, I think I breathed in enough ArtNet that I probably won't die. I'll just sit on a shelf somewhere in a convenience market. We just spray them down with ArtNet the whole time. I was like, let's wash all the ArtNet out. Let's just blow dry it and just let's see what it does, because it's beautiful and it's natural and it's real. And I love this picture of Diane Keaton. Much softer lights, not the beauty dish light. We've got a little bit of a larger highlight here. It's probably a big round umbrella. It's another thing that I got from Norman Seeff is a single large umbrella. Been using it for years. Don't think I'll change. Incredible Joni Mitchell. Just Joni, close your eyes. Now notice this is we got the highlight up here. This is a very large umbrella, very large light source. You can see it in the lips. Very large light source. Some fill on the sides, but also a little bit of negative fill because we're careful here. Seeff is very careful to not lose those cheekbones. They're so important. But at the same time, look at the light coming up under here, under the nose. That means we got a nice big fill card down below here, up into this part of the eyes, that's that fill card down below. So, you know, most of his stuff was done with a single light or just some boards. I copied that. I still shoot that way. I will probably always shoot that way. But again, Joni Mitchell, one of my favorites. In fact, she's on the playlist that plays in my office probably every day. I hear some Joni Mitchell. And of course, the amazing Cher, a little bit older here. You can see the single light in the eye. You can see the light up under the nose just a little bit, right here under the chin. That's that fill board up front. And probably no fill to either side. Probably a single light. This is where I got my lighting. I use a single large 63-inch umbrella, or a 42-inch umbrella, or a 44-inch octa, and I put it right straight above camera. It's on axis with the lens. That's where I shoot it from. That's the beauty shot. That's what I want. This is where I got it. Norman Seeff. I just can't even begin to tell you how much he influenced my work. And I'm not the only one. Some people went on to bigger and better and greater things. Remember, I was never famous. I was nearly famous, or almost famous, whatever the book cover says. Tina Turner. Get Tina dancing. Of course, I can't tell when this was done. Tina Turner looks as gorgeous today as she did when she was 25, so I have no idea. I'm sure this is back when she was with Ike. This is from a shoot that she did with Ike. It was Ike and Tina Turner. Ike, thankfully, is no longer a part of Tina Turner's life, and she went on to be a superstar, and he went on to play lounges in Fresno, which was probably too good for him. But look at the light. It's how the light hits the pan of the face. See, keeping her face lit with that pan. And notice the dark shadow. This is a small light source, probably a small umbrella, could be a beauty dish. The challenge with beauty dishes is that, man, oh man, you got to really watch out for the model turning sideways or whatever, because the light is coming from a single direction right over the camera, and little movements of the face can really be an issue. So, really, really great stuff. Really, really great stuff here. Now, Tina Turner plays all the time on my playlist, and so does, I think, one of the top 10 rock bands of all time. You will never convince me otherwise. The amazing Heart. Wow. Just incredible. Look at this beautiful photograph. Notice the light. Right on the pan of the faces, the plate of the faces. It's coming right at them, but look at the shadows. They're deep. That's a small light source in up close. It's either a beauty dish or a small umbrella coming right in close. There's no fill card to the front here because look at the shadow right under the nose and under the lips. There's no bottom fill card. And notice how he's got their faces tilted slightly up. That lets the main light fill in under the eyebrows. But that's a place that things can go real wonky real fast if you're not careful. Right under the eyes. Look at this incredible picture. Oh, God. Yeah, just amazing stuff. Still so influential to me. Joni Mitchell, again, for another album cover. He shot a lot of Joni Mitchell. He shot a lot of Cher. He shot a lot of Heart. Pretty much nearly every rock and roller that was in the 70s and the early 80s was somehow influenced or worked with Norman Seeff. Notice the jacket open. Notice the free-flowing hair. Notice the line. You know, the line. We got a line here and a line. I don't know if you can see it, but we got a line coming down this way, and then we got a line going that way, and then we got our arm coming back this way. It just flows so well. And it doesn't look phony and it doesn't look fake. He didn't do phony and fake. He didn't. Joni Mitchell Hejira is actually up on my, I just glanced at my Amazon music and it's the next to play. So how fortuitous is that? Here's a young man you might remember, Mr. Ray Charles. Look at that. You can see the umbrella right there. You got that single umbrella reflected in the lens. You can see it coming down here. This is using that big umbrella with no fill cards, no bounce cards in and around the subject, just the umbrella, and just coming down on the plate of the face. It's incredible. And no, they're not shoot-through umbrellas, okay? They're not shoot-through. He doesn't use shoot-through umbrellas. He uses the umbrella in the bounce position, as do I, for 95% of what I shoot. You can take your shoot-through umbrellas and shove them. I'm not interested in that light. It's sloppy and it's mundane. With an umbrella, you can shape it. Here's a guy who created a computer once. I think he was in the electronics business for a while. Of course, that's Steve Jobs with the first Apple computer there. And again, got that light right straight on him. Little bit to one side. You see that side of the face is lit? This side is not. Again, this is something that I took from, well, Norman Seeff and Jacques Malignon and a couple of other photographers that I studied hard. For men, you move it a little bit to one side or the other, you get a little shape, but for women, it always stayed dead center. It's really incredible. I was telling you about that album cover of Carly Simon. Let me show you an outtake. Notice it's just a dirty old floor with a piece of gray paper just hanging right onto the edge of the floor. The light is a very large, in this case, very large softbox or umbrella, brought down fairly close. Look at how soft the highlights are, all the way through here. There's no specials. There's no hair light. There's no 15 umbrellas all around and all that crap you see on the internet today. It's just incredible, beautiful light. Well, if you see a few more outtakes from the shoot. Just he knew what he wanted, and she's just giving him what he wanted her to do, move through this space. And finally, if you're not familiar with the album, that's the album cover. That's one of the shots that changed my photography so dramatically. I love the fact that she's looking off camera. I love the fact that she's tensed up. Look at the muscle in her arm here. I love the fact that she's clenching her fist. She's really doing something. She's not standing there like a limp noodle being a, quote, model. She's intensely bringing everything he needs to the shot. So the incredible Carly Simon with, I think, one of the most... well, this was a game changer. I remember back when this first came out, I remember it was featured in pretty much every photography magazine there was, because, she's looking out of frame. You want to talk about a rule breaker? She's looking out of frame. She's looking to the right here. The center of the picture is what? Right there? Yeah. Okay, so it's like every rule broken. And yet the rules don't matter because the shot just works. So this is the amazing Norman Seeff. I've been waiting for Norman. I saved him for number 31 because I think that's a great number for him to be at, and we are rocking with this. I hope you enjoy this little series. If you do, hit the like button over there. I don't care if you subscribe or not. That's, everybody subscribed to too much shit. I don't subscribe to a lot of stuff, but if you like it, then it sort of helps the algorithm. And listen, Project 52 is starting up again. This is right now. Today is October 11th, 2021. So if you're watching this video sometime in 2024, this doesn't apply. But Project 52 is starting up again. You can check more about that workshop down below. And thank you so much for coming along. And we'll see you next time.